on, Mike. All right, man. Wow, it's a tricky situation trying to unmute the broadcaster. We still have the great purple spot out here in the Pacific. It's kind of like the storm on Jupiter or something. I still don't know what this is, and it's still there, kind of growing a little bit. We'll get into this part a little bit deeper here in a minute. Thanks to everybody out there that joined our conference call. Thanks, Rosemary out there from, I can't read it. I messed up the thing. Thanks, Linda, Susan, Charles, and Donna. I went by the PO today. Much love. Thanks. That definitely helps. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I probably misplaced the envelopes. Anyway, guys, much love out there. Here, we're going to jump right into this. Got some weird stuff going on out here off the West Coast. We're going to jump right into the map. No, there's no volcano down there. We've been monitoring every map at our that we have. It's an anomaly for sure. Well, anyway, we take a look here. Everything looks semi-normal. And somebody sent this to me to look at, and then when I popped up this worldview map, it just was right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Here, let me put a little enhancement on it. What kind of game are they playing out here off the coast of Washington? Does these look like normal flight paths, little U-turns, X patterns, tic-tac-toe boards? Looks like they're drawing another giant penis out here. You know, what are they doing out here? Well, they're seeding the sky. We're going to get into this a little bit deeper. Let's hit a few headlines and we'll jump back into this. Oh, before we do, I got a copyright strike. Or it's some kind of copyright issue on a video I did way back in 2016. It's called Warning. If you watch ABC, CBS, Fox, blah, 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 you better watch this. I put the link in the description. Everybody go check it out after the show. It didn't, you know, I don't even have a lot of views or anything. I mean, this is back on June 25th, 2016. I didn't even put nothing in the description but the no copyright infringement. But it shows you how all the mainstream media, this is probably a different one than ones you've seen. And you should try to find your local, you know, not your weather puppet, but your local fake news stream people in there. But yeah, check that out. We'll just make it go more viral, even though they copyrighted it. I mean, we're talking maybe 5 seconds from each broadcaster. I mean, it's like nothing. But that's how they roll. Anyway, check this out. Pipeline rupture sends 40,000 liters of oil into an Alberta creek. This just happened a couple days ago. Drayton Valley, Alberta energy regulator says a pipeline has spilled 40,000 liters of crude oil into a creek. The incident happened Thursday, 14 kilometers south of Drayton Valley, Alberta. It says the line was shut off and depressurized and that the containment booms were installed. Well, this creek is now ruined. Just another, you know, little mishap by these evil people destroying the planet. And check this out. The USDA study advises against washing raw poultry and red meats before you cook it. They say if you wash it, you're going to spread more bacteria. So this come out August 20th. Washing raw chicken before it's cooked is a common practice, but new federal research advised against it, saying it could lead to foodborne illness that are responsible for thousands of deaths each year. The U.S. Department of Agriculture cautions against washing raw poultry, saying it only risks scattering bacteria onto the kitchen countertops, other surfaces, and other food. Cooking is a mealtime special occasion for all of us as we come together with our families and friends. The USDA Deputy Undersecretary Mindy Brashear said in a statement. However, the public health implications of these findings should be a concern to everyone. These are the same. This is the same USDA that cloud seeds all over Texas. You know, that USDA. You know, I don't know if this is the war on meat and beef, and you know, because we know they want to bring in the Franken food. You know, we're going to see more stuff like this coming out. So I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is just a scare tactic to get you to stop buying meat. So who knows? Then we got this. The first ever mandatory water cutbacks next year along the Colorado River for Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico. They've shut the monsoon season off. They're not going to give them any rain, and they're already planning water restrictions. So this is pretty weird, man. This is the first time ever. And it's not because there's good snowpack that the drought is over. Projections are showing that as of January 1st, the level of Lake Mead will sit just below a threshold that triggers some cuts. And this is also why the Federal Bureau of Reclamation activated the first ever mandatory reduction in water deliveries last Thursday. So even though we know they can make it rain wherever they want, this is the thing, man. They want to steal all the water. They want the water of the sky. They want the water in the ground. They want every creek. You know, they want total control of the one thing that keeps us alive. And here they are just showing off their power. Now, I reported on this before, but the Philadelphia attack for using sonic weapon to keep kids away from parks. But yeah, I wanted to report on this again because this needs to get out, man. People don't know about this stuff. City officials in Philadelphia are under attack for the increasing use of acoustic deterrents, described by local councilwoman as a sonic weapon to keep kids, city children, and young adults away from certain recreational areas at night. It's called the Mosquito. It's invented in the UK back in 2005. Described by Canada's based North American distributor, it's like a small speaker that produces high frequency sound. Much like a buzzing of an insect, this high frequency can be heard by young people 13 to 25 and reaches as far as 130 feet. This is like a HARP weapon. This is like the 5G weaponry. And what they're saying is hearing deteriorates with age, so older people cannot hear the high frequencies emitted. There's 5,000 devices in Philadelphia. They've been deploying them since 2014 and now in 31 locations. Oh, they're $5,000 devices. So 31 locations. So you already have a 5G sonic weapon and may not even have known about it because you can't hear it. Only the kids. They also have these same kind of weapons that can implant things in your head, the voice of God. So they're already using this kind of technology on the kids. If I lived in Philadelphia, I'd be raising hell about this. So there you go. Links in the description. So here we go. The Weather Channel. The Weather Salad Boys and Girls. They come out with this. This was on the 12th. The Ring of Fire weather pattern brings heat wave thunderstorms. I've never heard of this. So at a glance, a dome of high pressure will keep a heat wave going in parts of the south early into the week. Thunderstorms will fire up at times around that heat dome. They always like to call it the heat dome. The summertime weather pattern is called the ring of fire. No, it's not. I never heard of it before. You just made it up. A weather pattern sometimes called the ring of fire is bringing a searing heat wave to parts of the south while also contributing to periods of rain and thunderstorms. Though the ring of fire isn't a formal weather term, it's sometimes used by meteorologists to lie and deceive the people. Ah, man, they make this shit up as they go. This is just funny stuff to me, man. The worst of the heat and humidity from the dome. You know they're making fun of people right there, don't you? High pressure will continue over the south into early this week. I can't even read no more of this. These guys are just liars. We try to get some meteorologists there on Twitter and stuff, trying to get them to even admit to cloud seeding. They won't do it. It's just ridiculous. The meteorologists in Texas, I need to find some of them. I need to ask them, what do you do when the U.S. Department of Agriculture is out there running their cloud seeding operations? Oh, here, let me show you. Let's go to the Texas Licensing Bureau and show you the map of where they're flying today. How's that going to affect your forecast? They won't even talk to you. They think you're stupid. So that just tells you how much of a liar they are. Here we go. Atlantic hurricane season slumber may not generate an August storm for the first time in 22 years. That's pretty funny because we've been talking about this all year. And the one hurricane that they, try to fabricate it as a hurricane, Hurricane Barry, it wasn't even a hurricane. It wasn't a hurricane. It was a ritual. Look, they're starting to show the dust. All the dust from the Saharas. How can they be so far behind a guy with a computer? It's because they have to lie so much. They have to spend all day coming up with their cockamamie stories instead of actually doing forecasting. Just like journalists nowadays. They're not journalists. They're all just actors. They're all just reading a script. None of them get out and do actual journalism. It's up to normal people like us. So the cell phone companies reveal plans to maintain wireless service during PG&E power outages. So the water tower is outfitted with a cell phone tower, a microwave desk stick. So they're already preparing for the power outages. The fires are coming, and that's probably why we're seeing what we're seeing out there off the West Coast. So you may not have power, but you'll have 5G. The nation's largest wireless companies, AT&T and Verizon, Mobile, Sprint, they said they could continue to power most of their cell phone towers until PG&E restores electricity following a planned outage. So far tonight, we've had one story where they're going to restrict your water. Here's another story where they're going to restrict your electricity. And they're probably going to throttle down your network. So, wow, this is a long article. Links in the description. Thanks out there, Cynthia. So, we're being attacked from everywhere. Now, I reported, I'm into the telescopes and observatory stuff. Well, over in Hawaii, they were trying to put up this big-ass telescope, a new one. And a bunch of protesters and, people that actually live on the land were trying to get them to stop, man. This is sacred land. They were trying to mount this new telescope to the Mauna Kea. Well, guess what happened? The older telescope that's already up there leaked. It leaked hydraulic fluid. So now it's another impact on the environment. So now we not only had an oil spill, now we have hydraulic fuel running into Mauna Toa. So man, it's just like, it's nuts. And then we come over here to the Clinton News Network. You know, we got all these, the mainstream's the fake stream, you know, the MS, LSD, the MS, you know, whatever. They're all just actors. That's all. But now they're saying new study raises questions about how fluoride affects children's development. Hey, if we said that, we'd be a conspiracy theory. So coming out of this Clinton News Network, the water fluoridation has been held by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control. Thanks out there, ho operator. Yeah, I wish, man, I'd really love to quit paying income tax. Yeah, see, that's, you know, that's the whole thing. This is what one thing that really sucks when you buy property like I did. I sold everything I had, bought, you know, 12 acres of just woods. And if I get sick, you know, or if the cancer comes back or whatever, and I die, my wife is not going to be able to pay the property taxes. Even though I own everything on this land, I don't own it because I have to keep paying taxes on my property every year or they take it back. You never really own your land. It's ridiculous, man. I know Missouri should have some kind of law that they can't take your land, but I mean, I got to dig into that, man. It's so hard to come up with time because we got all this crap coming out. So the water fluoridation has been held by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention as one of the top great public health achievements. I beg to differ on that. On the 20th century, but a new study raises questions about its role as a potential neurotoxin. Huh. And we're the conspiracy theorists. So what they're saying is it found that increased levels of fluoride exposure during pregnancy were associated with declines in IQ in children. Well, that's what they want. Previous research has made similar findings, but this is the first such study to evaluate the effect of fluoride on populations receiving what the U.S. Public Health Service considers optimal levels of, you know, fluoridation retardation. They're saying 0.07 milligrams of fluoride per drinking water, such as in the United States and Canada. So why did they study the Canadian people? So the authors of the new study assessed 601 Canadian mother and child pairs, tracking the fluoride exposure of 512 of the mothers by looking at the average concentration of fluoride in urine. Blah, blah, blah. So between the ages of 3 and 4, all children born from the study mothers were tested. Their IQs were tested. They found that each additional 1 milligram per liter concentration of fluoride in the mother's urine, there was a 4.5 drop in IQ in males. They're saying that the females wasn't as bad. And the FDA proposes new fluoride standards for bottled water, but some say it's still too high. How about no fluoride in my water? How come I just can't have water? I don't want the smart water. I don't want, you know, electro. I don't want nothing in it. I just want water. So quit putting crap in the water. We'll quit having a lot more diseases. We got more sinkholes, but these are kind of weird sinkholes going on down here in Florida, Pasco County. I can't play any of this. I'll just get zapped again. But they're saying this is a underground cave system that is collapsing, and people don't need to worry about giant hole opening up in the earth. But yet they said they haven't come in and did any kind of ground tomography. So they must have done it all by satellite, or they already knew it was there, who knows. We know that they're mapping all the underground cave systems. In fact, DARPA did a live stream a couple days ago about that subterranean challenge. I didn't get to watch it. I did save it, and I'll look into it. Oh, we'll get into that in a minute. The spotted lanternfly population continues to grow and damage crops. So that's kind of abnormal. So the lanternfly has made its way to Pennsylvania, and the state has already spent billions of dollars trying to prevent it from damaging crops. Where'd the $1 billion go? The billions of dollars. It hops from crop to crop and can even move by latching onto vehicles and other cargo. So, what'd they do with the billions of dollars? How come it's worse? The state is now looking to find biological ways to slow or stop the population growth of the insect. That's the same thing they're trying to do to us. The same damn thing. In addition to Pennsylvania, the insect has damaged crops in neighboring states, including Maryland and New Jersey. Well, you can expect aerosols being deployed. I want to know where the billions of dollars went. What'd they use it on? Why are they just now doing the biological testing, It's all a eugenics program. It's all like part of this. Hey, thanks out there, Bamboo. The Institute for Soldier Nanotechnologies is a team, MIT, the Army, and industry working together to discover and field technologies that dramatically advance soldier protection and survivability capabilities. Really? Let's see what kind of research they're doing. If it'll load. But here, yeah, we just gotta wait on this a second, man. The stream's looking in the green. All right, so what do we got here? Strategic research areas. Augmentating situational awareness. Transformational nano optoelectronic soldier capabilities. Must be like that cloaking device. Speaking of nano, there's even a nano.gov, the National Nanotechnology Initiative, Defense Nanotechnology Research and Development Program, report to Congress, dated December 1st, 2009. Congress established the Defense Nanotechnology Research and Development Program under the Section 246 Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2003. United States remains at the forefront of nanotechnology developments necessary to meet national security goals and avoid technological surprises. The goal of the Defense Nanotechnology Program is to discover, control, exploit unique phenomena of military importance that may be encountered in a matter of sub 100 nanometer length scales. Like the Morgellons and all that stuff. The ticks and, bio weapons. So they had to come up with a Research and Development Act. S189, the 21st Century Nanotechnology Research and Development Act. Now, I got all these links are in the description if you want to read through all this information. It's just confirmation, more confirmation of everything that we report on. Go ahead and close these out. So yeah, look at that, man. That's just crazy that that flight path right there. Sorry, my mouse is kind of jumping around here. So yeah, we got the big U shape, looks like a giant penis. We got the balls over here. We got the hearts here. I don't know what they're doing out here, but I do know what they're doing. Anyway, heavy aerosols being deployed over Oregon, Washington. You guys are getting to smack down British Columbia. You can see the fires going on up here. Tons of spraying. You know, they're having to plan power outages because they're doing all the spraying out here. You got heavy spraying over the Gulf of Alaska. It's just a bombardment up here. I mean, this is a mass spraying operation. You know what I don't see a whole lot of today is the bunker fuel. It's gone. 2 days in a row, no bunker fuel deployment. You know where there is bunker fuel deployment? Back down here off the coast of Peru. You know where the weird anomaly is? Look at all these bunker fuel, all these long straight lines that billow out. I know we got that thing in the way right there. But try to see if I can get rid of that. Nope. So we got tons of bunker fuel right here off the coast of Lima and straight across from Paraguay, Chile, north of Chile, south of Peru. Well, actually, there's ship tracks up here off the coast of Ecuador. Ooh, real close to where our anomaly is. In fact, we have ships at the anomaly. What anomaly am I talking about? This anomaly. This crazy, super hot spot. Let me get it on the right here. Let me put it on sea surface temperature. Get this on 90.7 degrees. So for some reason, the Earth just turned into Jupiter. We got some crazy, super hot spot in the ocean by itself, next to one of the coldest spots in the ocean. So really strange. I mean, let me get that out of the way. This is the most hottest spot on the planet for no reason. No reason at all other than maybe a weapon. But when we take a look at the heat anomalies, you got the super hot anomaly. Then you got a super cold anomaly right there by the islands, right where the ship tracks are. Oh, wow. Look where all the other ship tracks were here off the Kamchatka Peninsula. Now the water's cooling down. Now where the bunker fuel has been deployed up here in the Bering Sea, out here in the Pacific, and up here by Greenland, that's where all the hot spots are. That's where all the bunker fuel was deployed. There's no way they're going to conjure up a hurricane yet. There's just no way. That we are going to be watching nightly. Have no idea how that's forming. I mean, we take a look here on the map. Let me get that off. I mean, it's cloud covered. So it's not the sun just roasting this area. Now the other day it looked like it was a clearing that was eating away the clouds, but now it's just clouds. So how could it be getting so hot right there? It's not volcanic activity. There's no kind of flumes coming out. It's not a fire. We're not getting any kind of signatures. We need to check maybe the mimic map. Maybe we're getting some microwave returns off it using the microwave imagery. They're stopping all rain from coming in. Nevada, Arizona, maybe a little bit in Mexico, but hardly anything. Aerosols deployed into the storm, especially down here in Florida. You guys have been flooded, just like we said you'd be, and you're still going to continue to get the rain. Aerosols all the way up the East Coast. We let that load up real good. New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. If you're looking out off into the ocean, you're seeing nothing but a chemical haze, like purple haze, all the way up into the Gulf of Maine. Hey, it looks like Maine's pretty clear today. How about that, radical? That'll help the garden. No fallout from the aerosols. Ooh, look up here in Canada. We have a huge spraying operation up here. A huge new spraying operation. So they are really trapping the heat in up here. With all the aerosols, they're creating a blanket. And believe me, there should not be that kind of air traffic way up here in the Arctic. I mean, we're way up here now, and there's still aerosols if that'll clear up. Yeah, look at these guys out here. The Fox Basin. I bet the population's like 0. Maybe 2. Why is all these planes up here and, way up here in the Hudson Bay, and then way up here, none. They're up here in the none land. There's not that many planes up here. Why is there so many plane tracks? You gotta wonder. Also, we've been seeing, the bunker fuel being deployed all around Greenland. They want you to think Greenland's melting away. I can see the shadow of the chemtrails. I mean, yeah, I've been messing with this new layer here. The black line, that's the aerosols. Just trying different layers. Trying to see if we can really pick this stuff up good. More aerosols around Greenland. A little bit of microwave frequencies being pumped into the clouds, headed for Iceland and the UK. Germany has been completely wiped out with chemtrails. Just back this out. I'm just trying to cover. It looks like they're cooking Australia. We got a lot of people down there in Australia, down in New Zealand. They don't have no guns no more. They took them all away. They have no way to fight. What is this thing? We gotta let this load. What is that, man? Is that a cloud missile? Whoa. That's perfectly not normal. Alright, Mr. Meteorologist, what the hell is this thing? Ooh, we got some nasty looking skies down here off of New Zealand here. Look at all the microwave clouds. This is definitely being hit with frequencies, man. Look what it's doing to the sky. There is nothing normal about any of this. They're cooking the sky down here. Look at all that. Tons of aerosols. Trying to get that to clear up a little bit. Yeah, so you got tons of aerosols down here. We know what company does most of the weather mods down here, Miles Research. He put the fires out down here in Tasmania. Beginning of the year. using electromagnetics, using NEXRAD radar to steer the atmospheric river. Let's go ahead and take a look at the atmospheric river. Still got the 97L hanging around, the 95, the 97E. Let's check the mimic. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm watching this atmospheric river down here because we know David Miles can steer this damn thing. Look at that. That thing takes a 90-degree turn right towards Tasmania, southern Australia. So by tomorrow, we're going to see if this thing somehow gets sucked all the way over here to New Zealand. Look at this one's getting sucked backwards. Man, this mimic map is so messed up. I've been watching this thing for years, and it's gone, man. It used to swirl. It used to swirl this way, you know, and now it's not swirling at all. It's just like straight lines being pulled up, pulled back. I want to zoom in on, oh, that's the wrong one. Damn it. I wanted to see down there where that anomaly is, so I need to go a little farther south. Let's see if this will get me there. Alright, so here we are, and then anomaly. Ooh, what is that right there? That's right where, so we do got something going on down here. Let me zoom in on this. So right where our little Jupiter spot is, we got just a little, you know, kind of a little hot spot there by itself, surrounded by a cold spot. So that's kind of odd, and that's right at the exact spot. All right, let me get this back to normal here. Look, in the water vapor is cut apart. This thing should be hooked together all the way across the equator, and it's blowed apart right here, right where the other ionospheric heater is. This thing is blowed apart. Let's go ahead and check the Earth null. Checking out the polar vortex winds, the massive wind field that shouldn't be here. And I like to show this because if we go back to last year, click apply, that's what it looked like last year. So what's the difference? Well, the difference is the heating events that are going on. Let's check the temperatures. I mean, we're up here in the stratosphere, the troposphere. We're way up here. Look, we have a heating event. Take the wind off. We have a compression event that's creating a rapid heating event. It's pushing the polar air, the Arctic air, off. So it's like compressing. And then we're getting the same thing, which is not as well defined. It's actually lightened up just a little bit. But right where all the bunker fuels are being deployed, right where all the chemtrails are being sprayed and, you know, shooting rockets up and all the stuff they do, it's kind of centered right there. So that, I think, is what's pushing all the winds in the upper levels, all here at the equator. Let's drop down to the jet stream. Check the temperatures first. Just never know what we might run into. There must be a little spin up down here by Hawaii. Alright, let's go ahead and check the winds. So our jet stream is still bypassing the southern part of the United States. That's how they're creating this dry area. They're not letting no wind, they're not letting no trough come down here. You know, normally we got these waves. You'll have a big ridge and then a trough and then a ridge and a trough. And almost most of the year this year, this jet stream has been straight across. I mean, we just barely got a couple of troughs in there. They're steering the atmospheric river up into Alaska. They're not letting the rain fall. They're just steering the moisture up there. Let's see where the precipitation is going to be. Mexico's going to get rain, but not Nevada, not, you know, New Mexico, not Arizona. Then the heavy rain is going to be over Iowa, Nebraska. Let's see if we can make that go forward a little bit. It's going to go up. Should go right up towards Wisconsin. Well, I don't know. Yeah, there it goes. Or is it? And the stream's starting to suck. So yeah, it's just going to, I mean, we're looking at quite a bit of rain here for the next 6 hours. Back that up to now. Oh, maybe I was on the wrong date there. Alright, so here's now. So some of these storms are going to be producing 2 inches of rain, or at least 1.5 inches every 3 hours. So we'll have some more little flash flooding. Let's check out the energy. This is where all the energy is for the storms to form. So here's all the energy for the storms to form. Then we'll check the water. This is kind of like the mimic map. Then you can put that in the motion. So see the water, the winds. They got this pressure park. That was the other article I wanted to go over and I forgot to. On the mainstream, they were saying that the high pressure was going to create the rain. How's that even possible? The low pressures are what causes a storm. The high pressure normally means clear weather, fair weather clouds, clear weather, but not anymore. It means something totally different. So pretty crazy stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and check the particulates, like the carbon monoxide concentration. Look down here, Southern California. It's actually getting a little bit better. But down here in the Bajas, you got a pretty nasty spot. And then up in the upper northeast, over Lake Michigan, pretty thick levels. Let's go check India and China. Now, India planted a bunch of trees, man. They normally, we could probably go back 2 years, see what they looked like a couple of years ago, just for the heck of it. Actually, they were better. Maybe the trees didn't help. Yeah, sometimes these guys are in the black, man. It's like really bad. Here's where all our fires are going, right where the train railways coming through. Fires down here in South America. I want to check Australia. They're actually looking pretty good, considering how dry they are. Let's check the carbon. Ooh, the carbon dioxide is really high up in the upper northeast. So you got a really, right there off the coast, you're looking at 476 parts per billion volume. Southern California 448. I'm telling you, this still looks better than earlier. I mean, it's pretty light down here, but like if you take this back, let me make sure we're on now. Let's take this map back. Oh, say 2016. Look at the difference. So in 2016, we're at well, that's right there in California. We're at 406 parts per million. So that's, you know, the air quality's not that bad back here in 2016. You look at now, look at the difference. Look how light it is. We're almost up off the chart. But this isn't from your car. This is from all the volcanoes that have gone off. This is from all the fire smoke. It's from all the chemtrails, from all the bunker fuel. It's all being trapped in place. We have all the documentation to prove it. And here comes our next. Here's the other part of it. The dust, the Sahara dust waves just keep hitting us. 5,000 miles across. And I mean, look at all the green and the yellows. That's all from the Sahara dust. We can back this up. And you can see wave after wave. That's why when you go out and look in your rain gauge, you find yellow, orangish looking sand. It's like they're wiping out all the sand out here and bringing it back over here, just like we went over with all the weather modification stuff yesterday, and the dust storms and how they were created and how it washed away like 6 feet of dirt. That's what it looks like is going on here, but with the dust and sand. Take a look at the particulate matter. So these are the PM10 microns, man. I mean, we got another wave coming. Look at this wave over the Gulf of Mexico right now. This is classified as a carcinogen. And then the smaller you go, the PM2.5s, these are super unhealthy. When you check your air quality map, this is what they're talking about. Southern Texas is getting smacked down. Then the PM1s are the worst. These go right into the bloodstream. You see everything coming off the fires. You know, it's the fires, it's the Sahara dust. It's what's in that dust. You know, you got to think about what are they, you know, with all this stuff melting, what's in the ice? You know, is there some kind of plague in the ice? Is there some kind of, you know, some kind of animal we don't know about? You know, who knows? So anyway, guys, yeah, so this, so probably the freakiest spring operation on the planet, though, is right here. Off the coast of Washington. They're playing a little game up here. I mean, that really stands out like that. And we'll take a quick look at this. And we'll watch them in action. So yeah, we got heavy aerosols over BC, over Oregon, over Washington, out here in the Pacific. Tons of different aerosol operations. Look at this new one coming in at nighttime. They're deploying nighttime aerosols. Look how thick that thing is. Look at that thing. That thing turned into a cloud bank. All man-made. These are all man-made synthetic clouds. Call them chemtrails if you want. Call them contrails, which is a con. Call them water vapor, whatever you want. Whatever you want to call them, we have a problem. They're creating clouds. They're blocking the sun rays. They're trapping the heat in. They're bouncing the crucial sunlight out for the plants. It needs to be stopped. Anyway, guys, we're going to call this a show. I want to thanks everybody out there that joins us each night, shares this information out, and all that stuff. Anyway, guys, much love out there. Be safe. No fear. Armor up. Definitely armor up. Armor up every way you can, spiritually, physically, mentally. Anyway, guys, much love. No fear. We'll keep on fighting this situation. Anyway, God willing, we'll be back here tomorrow night. We're going to play a song called Rise. People are going to have to get off the couch and rise. And I'm not talking like the Antifa, BS, the fake stuff. I'm talking about the battle for our water resources, the battle for our land, and the battle for freedom. This new Green Deal, it's not about anything to do or any kind of changes that will help the environment. It's about taking away freedoms, which I'm going to get into that after I do a little more research. Anyway, guys, let's hit the song Rise. Much love. God bless everybody out there. Here we go. Crank it up.